What's going on, guys? So we are back again today with this is the start of a Pokemon League that we have, or that I have decided to join. It is called Dunsparces and Dragonites D&D. Of course, I'm going to be a huge nerd. What I've got up right now is just all the teams in the leagues, their names, what they did drafting. We did our draft this weekend. Went really, really well. Took a couple of hours, about 3-4 hours. And basic form of the draft was that we had to pick one mega. It could be from any tier. It could be from OU, UU, RU, NU. I believe the only mega in NU is Mega Autono. But we had to pick a mega. We could only pick 3 from each tier. We had any choice of Pokemon to pick from the tier, as long as it wasn't already picked. That was really about it. That was about all the rules that we had. It was a snake draft, so we had our draft order, which you can see over here on the left-hand side of the screen. So, Dylan was first, I was second, and it snaked. So once it hit 16th, 16th got their second pick, and it went back up to first. First got their pick again, and all the way back down. We did that for a few hours, and so we managed to get our draft all finished up. I wanted to go over a little bit about my team. I've also done a team builder for my upcoming match this week that I'm going to run through on Showdown real quick. It'll probably be about a 15-20 minute video. I'm going to go through my team first, and then I'm going to go through my opponent's team. So here up, Mew was actually my first choice to draft because Mew can handle anything. Mew has so much versatility, and it got snagged up as the first pick. So at that point, I went ahead and said, hey, I'll just go ahead. I'll take my Mega. I went Mega Lopunny. I've been doing some playtesting with Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny puts in a lot of work. It is very, very powerful. My second pick, I ended up going with Magnezone. Magnezone works really, really well with Mega Lopunny just because Volt Switch, I go back out into Mega Lopunny and I get a very powerful stab fake out. My third pick was actually Arcanine. I ended up skipping this last OU slot and going over to Arcanine, just because Extreme Speed, Will-O-Wisp, Flame Charge, Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, it just gets so much coverage, especially against things that it's weak to, that I thought there's no way I can let up with that. After Arcanine, I ended up picking up Thunderous T. I wasn't originally going to, and then I started to think, well, Magnezone is very, very weak to Earth, or to ground rather, like Earth powers, your Earthquakes, so on and so forth. Thunderous T actually covers some of the weaknesses that Magnezone has, because he's Flying type, he gets Volt Absorb, so really he's weak to Ice and Rock. That's it. So it's not a bad pick. I've never really used any of the genies before, so it was a new experience for me. Then my next pick, I believe, was... Let me actually look up here, because I had it here. I don't have it anymore. I believe it was Florges. I believe I went Florges. Slowking was my next pick. Espeon. Then I drafted Muck, Cacturn, Omastar, Braviary, and Rhydon. So some of those choices seem a little bit weird. Florges, I needed a Fairy type. I needed a powerful Fairy type. That was the reason behind Florges. I was going to do Gardevoir, and Gardevoir got snatched up before I had a chance at it. I'm not sure who snatched up Gardevoir, but somebody definitely snatched up Gardevoir. It was Duracell. Duracell snatched up Gardevoir before I had the opportunity to. Espeon, I wanted an evolution. Espeon's also a lot of setup. I can also just Wish Baton Pass if I need to. Calm Mind, Wish Baton Pass. I could set up do a setup, support evolution. Slowking, I picked Slowking because he is a little bit bulkier than Slowbro, if I remember correctly. Not a whole lot. He's a little bit bulkier than Slowbro, but he does get better coverage. He can learn things like Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Scald. So that was my choice behind Slowking. Braviary, my choice behind Braviary was, at the point that I picked Braviary, I did not have a Rapid Spinner, and I did not have a Defogger. And so I needed something that would get rid of hazards. Just being able to bring something that could get rid of hazards would change the entire game plan if my opponent brought hazards. Because now they have to worry about Braviary coming out. Omastar was my hazard setup. That was why I picked it primarily. Yes, I am going to name it Lord Helix. Muck was a little bit of bulk and a little bit of hazards. Not necessarily hazards, but status. Just throw a Toxic on him. I can't imagine I'm going to bring him to a lot of matches, but he might put in some work a little bit later in the season. Cacturn is the same as Omastar. It's just an extra hazard setter, except that it's not quite. It doesn't have any 4x weaknesses, if I remember correctly. And then Rhydon was my very last pick, and we were kind of picking from the garbage of the tier, and so I just went with Rhydon. I don't know why. I'd throw Eviolite Rhydon in on the team. So, our first week's match, as you can see, we are facing off against Greg. Greg's team scares me. I have told Greg this in person. Greg ended up picking up the Mega that I was going to go for if Mega Lopunny didn't get picked, which is Mega Metagross. I believe it's the second highest base stat total of a Mega that is at least allowed in our tiers. Like, we don't have Mega Rayquaza or anything like that. He's got Clefable, which is a very powerful fairy type. I've done a couple of playtest battles with Clefable, and I'm not real happy about it. Excadrill is way too fast. He's also a rapid spinner. He gets a lot of coverage. There's definite reasons why he's in OU, and he was one of my draft picks before I actually got the draft order, because I wrote down a series of potential Pokemon I wanted to pick up. Hydreigon is very, very good against my team. About the only things that can handle Hydreigon on my team are the Mega Lopunny and the Florges. Everything else has issues with it. Slowking kind of can, but Slowking is getting outsped. Same with the Omastar, same with Cacturn. I'm getting outsped a lot. The Crobat was one of my first UU picks. If I would have had him, had I not gone for Arcanine, I would have picked Crobat, just because of the power that it gets. It's a defogger. You can go Poison setup on it. You can go Brave Bird setup on it. It's way too powerful. The Rotom Heat, I'm a little bit less worried about that, but I've not had a lot of experience with Rotom forms, so that might be my own inexperience being overconfident. It might just be me actually trying to prepare for it. Tangrowth, Seismitoad, and Alola-Mola. All three picks I'm not worried about as far as RU goes, because Tangrowth gets... I have 3 or 4 Pokemon just in my OU picks that can wipe the floor with Tangrowth. Yes, it's a regenerator, but at the same time, if I'm doing more than a third damage and then it switches out, it's going to add up eventually. Seismitoad, the 4x weakness. Alola-Mola is weak to a good chunk of my team. Mismagius is going to put in some work, especially if he brings it against my team, because the Mega Lopunny is very much physical and very much normal types, or fighting type moves. So we will see. Then we have Miltank. I'm not worried about Miltank. Miltank will get swept under the rug if it comes up against me. The Lantern is a possibility, just because of Volt Absorb, because I do have 2 electric types on my team. He could go Volt Absorb Lantern and just kind of try to stall me out. I have a few options for that, but again, it's not that great. So that's just basically what we're looking at as far as the team goes. I am going to go ahead. We are going to minimize that and go into the actual showdown. So the choices that I think he's going to go for, and I'm doing this first so I can actually explain my team choices. He's bringing the Mega Metagross. I know he's bringing the Mega Metagross. I came up with just mock movesets of what I think he's likely to bring. These are fairly common movesets. He's definitely bringing Metagross. He's bringing it with some kind of priority. He's bringing it with Earthquake. The last 2 moves, I don't know. It could be Iron Head, Power Up Punch. It could be a number of different things. But I know he's bringing Bullet Punch, and I know he's bringing Earthquake, and I know he's going to be an Attack Metagross. The Clefable is just your basic Magic Guard Clefable. I could see him... Let me see what Clefable's... Oh, Cute Charm, Magic Guard, Unaware. So he's going to go Magic Guard. He's definitely going to go Magic Guard on the Clefable, just because of the Cute Charm and Unaware aren't that great. Magic Guard's just going to prevent him from taking damage from statuses or hazards or whatever. I feel like he's going to be a setup Clefable. So he's going to Calm Mind, Soft Boil, T-Wave. and then probably Moonblast just as an attacking move. So he's going to do what he can to set up with this Clefable, and then sweep. The third Pokemon, he is definitely bringing the Excadrill, just because it takes care of 3 Pokemon on my team. Now the thing is, I have to look at this. So his Excadrill is 302 speed. I'm going to go back out really quick and show you just how close that is. So Lopunny outspeeds, and then the Tornadus Therian outspeeds, and Arcanine outspeeds. I have nothing else that outspeeds it. Nothing. So, if he goes into the Excadrill, I have to hit it hard. Like, I have to knock that thing out as quickly as possible, because the 3 Pokemon that outspeed it, he can sweep us with. I've done damage calcs on it. EQ is a guaranteed 1-hit KO against Arcanine, a guaranteed 1-hit KO against Magnezone, and if Lopunny has more than 10% damage on it, it is a guaranteed 1-hit KO on Lopunny. If it's less than 10%, it's like an 80% chance to 1-hit KO. So, I see Excadrill coming out. In all honesty, I may have to go out to like Tornadus just to try to stall, to do some chip damage, and then bring in something else that's more powerful to just run all over this thing. Because if this thing survives for a turn, it's game over. I'm running it with Life Orb just because of how hard it's going to hit. That's why it's 1-hit KOs on everything. EQ, Iron Head, Rock Slide, Swords Dance. I don't think he's going to run Swords Dance. I honestly don't, because I don't think he's going to try to set up Excadrill as well. But looking at Excadrill's moveset, I don't have a lot of hazards high up tiers, so I don't think he's going to run Rapid Spin. He's definitely running Physical, so he could run Poison Jab, just in the hopes of dealing some damage to the Florges, but I don't think he thinks I'm going to bring it, because he does have several Steel types on the team, and he's got a Poison type. So he could end up doing something like Psychic. He could do, or not Psychic, Rest. He could go, Rest Chesto Berry Excadrill just to try to stall me out. The attack. This attack stat scares me a lot. Base 135 attack. Now, the fact that he's so low on his defenses, that actually gives me a lot of credibility. I was running damage calcs last night, but I don't quite remember exactly how it came out. But I cannot let this thing actually hit me. The fourth Pokemon, I'm fairly certain he's going to bring is Hydreigon, because Hydreigon is going to do a lot of damage to my team. He's a Levitate user, which means that there's no EQs, but I don't think I'm running anything with EQ on my team at the moment right now anyways. I'll have to go back through. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything with EQ on my team, or that I chose not to put EQ on it. He's definitely running Life Orb Hydreigon. It's standard. He's definitely doing it. And then he's going to run, probably, I believe he's going to run, well, he can only run Levitate. Dark Pulse, Draco, Superpower, Iron Tail. Just because it's fairly good coverage across the board. Superpower is definitely going to do a lot to Mega Lopunny. It's going to do a lot to Magnezone. So we got that. He is very speedy, and this is the thing. Arcanine does not outspeed Hydreigon. Now, Arcanine has no business being in a battle with Hydreigon. The only way Arcanine outspeeds him is with extreme speed, or if he chooses not to speed, invest it. But Arcanine only outspeeds with extreme speed. Lopunny outspeeds, and Thunderous T outspeeds, but nothing else does. I feel like he's going to end up going a special attack speed investment. Then we have Crobat. He's going to run, I feel like he's going to run Black Sludge Crobat. He's either going to run Black Sludge Crobat and go for the Toxic, or he's going to run Flying Gem Acrobatics Crobat. He could run either one. Honestly, either one works. Either one does a lot of damage to my team. So he could go with either one. It just depends. I feel like he's going to be Inner Focus just because it can come in on the Fake Out. He can, if he leads Crobat, it means I can't Fake Out first turn. I can, and then I'm going to die to a Brave Bird. So, I don't think he's going to do Infiltrator, because I don't think he's expecting me to set up substitutes or screens or anything like that. And he's right, I only have like a handful of Pokemon that can do that anyways, and it's more work than I actually need at this early in the season. I feel like he's going to run Brave Bird, Sludge Bomb, U-Turn, and Toxic. He is definitely an attack Crobat. He is definitely a speed Crobat, and this thing right here outspeeds my entire team. So that's why I believe he's running Inner Focus, because the Fake Out will get priority, and he will knock me out. He outspeeds my entire team, I'm pretty sure. We'll look at my team here in just a moment. The last one, this was actually a really difficult decision for me, because looking at my first 6 Pokemon, Rotom Heat really does not do that much. Like, even running damage calcs, Rotom Heat does not do that much to my team. But like I said, his 3 RU picks get pretty well swept under the rug with my team, and I don't think he's going to bring... He may swap out Rotom for the Mismagius, but I really think Rotom's coming to the battle. It's going to be Leftovers Rotom. I was thinking he might go Citrus Berry, but Leftovers is just more reliable recovery on him. And he's got to go Volt Switch. He's probably going to go Willow. And then he's going to have some sort of physical move, so I picked Overheat. I feel like Overheat's going to do like an actual decent chunk. And then Pain Split, just in case I do manage to get him down low enough, he can just Pain Split and gain some of it back. That's what I believe that Greg is bringing for his team. Now we go to my team. So I have spent, all in all, this is Sunday night, we drafted on Saturday. I spent about 6 hours Saturday night and about 3 hours today going over this draft pick. I'm going to end up spending more time in this next week. Our match is Thursday night, Thursday evening, so it's going to be interesting, because I'm going to be gone most of Thursday, so I'm only going to get back just in time to do the match, so there's not going to be any prep on Thursday. So starting off, let's go ahead and start off. So we are starting off with Bun Bun the Lopunny. This is one other thing I have asked him to do. I will be nicknaming my Pokemon throughout the season. I will probably be changing names. If you guys have nicknames, by all means, please let me know. So I asked him to nickname all of his Pokemon. I am going with Bun Bun the Mega Lopunny, holding the Lopunite. Obviously Scrappy, I can't go with anything else, but Scrappy... Okay, this is the issue that I've had. I've already had this once in testing. I forgot that Scrappy hits normal and fighting type moves, because I believe I had that issue in a match already. So what I'm running on Mega Lopunny is Fake Out, obviously just to get the chip damage and the flinch. We are running Ice Punch primarily because of the Mega Hydreigon. Or not the Mega Hydreigon, the regular Hydreigon. Hydreigon doesn't have a Mega. Primarily because of the Hydreigon. Also potentially because of Crobat, if Crobat chooses to go for something that's not Brave Bird. Why he would do that, I don't know. But really, Ice Punch only takes care of the Hydreigon, but it's the most effective counter. The Hydreigon, I think I have... It's like a 68% chance to one-hit KO the Hydreigon, and if I Fake Out first, it's a 100% chance to KO the Hydreigon. I'm doing typically around 12% with a Fake Out, which brings him down to where he will definitely get one-hit KO'd. We have Return, just because Return, coming down here, max 102 base power at the maximum happiness. He also gets the same type attack bonus, which means that he will gain an additional 51 attack power for that, bringing it up to 163 base power. Now let's go ahead and look through some of these other moves. Ice Punch, 75 base power. Focus Blast, 120 base power, accuracy of 70%. High Jump Kick, 130. And yeah, High Jump Kick and Focus Blast, I'm not putting the same type attack bonus in, they'd be even more powerful, but for Return to do that much damage, and it hits everything now because of Scrappy, it's just ridiculous. And then finally, I didn't have a lot of recovery for Lopunny, so I thought to myself, hey, let's go ahead and throw Drain Punch on there. It's not the greatest, but you know, it's same type of attack bonus. He's going to have about 110, 112 base power on it. Plus, look at these stats. He is at 408 attack. 408 attack. That is ridiculous. I mean, I believe 136. I believe there's one other Mega in the tier that has higher base attack than Mega Lopunny, but I don't remember what it is. It might actually be the Metagross. Let's go back and see here. It is the Metagross. The Metagross has... Whoops, I did not mean to do that. The Metagross has higher base attack. So, the Mega Lopunny is outspeeding everything on the team except for the Crobat. It is hitting hard. Yes, he's kind of frail. I might end up pulling some of my speed out because the only thing I'm really even worried about is the Crobat. Let's actually do that real quick. I'm gonna pull. Let's go ahead and let's go 130, and let's go physical defense. Brings me up to 2. Brings me to 224 to 253. So that's not bad. Let's go 0. 306. Let's go 76. I believe 76 allows me to outspeed most of his team. Let's see here. Oh no, I'm still not outspeeding that. I have to have a good chunk of investment. Let's go 100. So if I do that, that doesn't give me a lot. That gives me 19. I think I'd almost rather just go for the speed investment at that point. To go for the speed, or I could go HP. I need at least 351. There we go. 19 HP. I don't really know if that's worth it either. We're going to leave it in defense. I'm going to leave 76 in defense. So we're going to go 76 in defense. Like I said, I did a lot of this last night. I'm kind of reworking it now, and I do apologize. This is actually going to be a really long video. I didn't mean to do that, but I did talk a decent bit about the draft. So we're going to be an Adamant Mega Lopunny. Our second one, we have Zap Brannigan, the Magnezone, running Assault Vest because, holy crap, Assault Vest. He's going to live hits. The only thing he's not living is an Earthquake. I was living Flare Blitzes. I was living all sorts of stuff. The only thing he's not living is an Earthquake. I'm running Sturdy on him. He will live the Earthquake. He just won't live it twice. That's primarily why I've got him. Originally, I was running him as Choice Scarf. Not Choice Scarf, Choice Specs. But he's hitting really hard as it is, and I found that I didn't really need him to hit any harder. I have the Volt Switch just as getting out of bad situations. The only thing I can't Volt Switch against on his team is the Lantern, but I don't think he'll bring it. If he does, he'll swap it out for the Rotom. I have Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon does a lot of work against that Clefable, especially with its base power, and it can lower the special defense. I have Hidden Power Ice. I have that primarily for the Hydreigon. It can also put in work against, what else was it that it was going to put in work? Oh, the Excadrill. It can put in a little bit of work against the Excadrill if he tries to bring that out to stall me. And then Tri-Attack. I went Tri-Attack for the hacks because with him having all 3 of his OU picks do not take any toxic damage. Metagross and Excadrill are immune to it, and Clefable has Magic Guard. So, what's the point in bringing Toxic? But, if I bring the Burn, if I get a Burn off, that right there, it will affect the Metagross and the Excadrill. It will still affect the Clefable, it just won't take damage. If I can get the Paralysis, that affects all 3, and if I can get the Freeze, that affects all 3. So, with it being fairly powerful, it's 80 base power. It's more powerful than Volt Switch before the stab bonuses. I am running a modest Magnezone. He's not outspeeding anything on my opponent's team, but he's got some bulk, hopefully, behind him to keep him alive, especially with the Assault Vest. 252 special attack, 252 special defense, 4 in defense. The next one that we have Thor the Thunderous. With him, we are running Leftovers. I am running him with the Volt Absorb because that's the only thing I can run him with. I've been running him with Nasty Plot because if I can manage to get a Nasty Plot off, I sweep. Going up against my opponent's team, I sweep with Nasty Plot. One Nasty Plot bringing me to +2 on special attack, I demolish him because I've got the Hidden Power Fire for the Magnezone or not the Magnezone, the Metagross and the Excadrill. I have Volt Switch against anything else that I need to get out of, although why I'm going to do that, I don't know. Maybe it's a case of I'm really, really cornered. I have the Sludge Bomb for Clefable. Like, he sweeps. He just absolutely destroys. It's just a matter of finding the perfect time to go ahead and nasty plot him up. For his stats, I ended up running him. He is 252 special attack, 252 speed. So he's outspeeding a lot on my opponent's team, but not everything. He doesn't outspeed the Metagross, and he doesn't outspeed the Crobat. I did throw 4 in special defense just because it's more... I think I might actually do that 4 in... Oh, it was because he's got higher special defense than physical defense. I think that's why I ended up doing it. I'm running Intimidator on him, so he's plus speed minus attack. Let's see. Next we have Wildfire, the Arcanine, Golden Arcanine, obviously. I'm running Choice Banded Arcanine with Intimidate. I am running Intimidate because the likelihood of him bringing anything with Fire Blast or Flamethrower is very, very low. Rotom Heat is the only thing, and unless Rotom Heat is choiced into it, like Flare Blitz, or not Flare Blitz, Flash Fire Arcanine isn't a thing. But getting the Intimidate off on things like the Crobat, on the Metagross, on the Excadrill is going to be clutch. It's going to help. It's going to slowly let me whittle them down. I am running Extreme Speed on him just for the priority. I am running Flare Blitz because the Metagross isn't going to appreciate a Flare Blitz, and neither is the Excadrill. I am running Wild Charge primarily because the Clefable, it does like 50 to 60% against the Clefable. It's a one-hit KO on the Crobat, and it will do a little bit. I think it's around 30% to the Hydreigon. And then Morning Sun. So we had a recovery clause. I didn't realize this. I will be changing this team up just a little bit before, but not too much. I might actually just change it here because I remember what I was going to end up throwing on here. The Morning Sun, we had our recovery clause, so only one Pokemon could have a recovery move on them. I found out today recovery clause is invalid. So Morning Sun, I have it on him just because he's going to be taking a lot of damage from the Flare Blitzes and the Wild Charges. I could have thrown... No, I couldn't have. Different Pokemon. I think it was Rhydon I was looking at. Never mind. But that is our Arcanine. I am running him. He is a Jolly Arcanine, so plus speed, minus special attack. 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 defense. He's another frail one, but I'm hopefully going to... I don't need him to survive a lot of attacks. I just need him to survive one attack. Second to last, rather, is our Slowking. We are running Assault Vest Slowking. So in this draft format, we are allowed to run 2 Pokemon with the same items. That's why I have leftovers on Thor and... Oh, no, I didn't throw it on him. But that's why I have Assault Vest on Zap Brannigan and on Slowking. We are allowed to run the same item twice. So, that's why I'm running Assault Vest on him, just so he is even bulkier than he was before. We are obviously running Regenerator. Oblivious and Own Tempo does nothing for me. Regenerator does everything for me. I'm running him with Scald, just in the hopes of getting that burn. Also, we got Stab off of that. Flamethrower. Ice Beam. Most of the time I would end up running Thunderbolt on him, but the Ice Beam actually does more work this time around. Flamethrower is going to do a lot of damage to Metagross. It's not a one-hit KO on either Metagross or Excadrill unless they've already taken damage. If they've taken like 20-30% damage, it's a good chance for a one-hit KO. But they're not going to appreciate it regardless. So we're running the Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and then we're running Power Gem. Now, the whole reason for Power Gem is primarily because it is rock. So the Crobat's not going to appreciate it, and the Rotom Heat's not going to appreciate it. Both of them are not going to want to take a Power Gem Slowbro. Were he not Assault Vest, I would run Calm Mind, but I really need the bulk on him, so that's the reason I'm running that. And then we are running 252 special attack, 252 special defense, and then 4 in defense. Modest Nature. People kept telling me to run a Trick Room team with him. That would be great, except that every one of my Pokemon for this league that I could find was very, very speedy. So running a Trick Room team helps out Slowbro and hurts everything else. And then his nickname, by the way, Cool Hat Bro. I don't know why I came up with that. Oh, now I remember what I was going to do. I
think I was going to remove. I thought I was going to remove Power Gem. Maybe I'm removing Ice Beam. For. Was it him? No, it wasn't him. So. Maybe it was America. Or maybe it was another Pokemon that I was looking at. Yeah, it must have been another Pokemon. I'll figure it out. But we are running Murka, the Braviary. We are running him Choice Scarfed. He is Defiant because Sheer Force doesn't really do anything for me in this particular match. Keen Eye, once again, doesn't really do anything for me because I'm not expecting a lot of accuracy drops. We are running on him, so we're running Defiant, so, you know, if he tries to lower my stats or whatever, I'm gaining more attack out of him. We're running Brave Bird on him, just for the damage. Superpower, because, I mean, look at that. Yes, it's going to lower his attack and defense. His defense is absolute garbage anyway, so he's probably not living in attack regardless. My hope is that I outspeed whatever I'm going up against. Superpower. Not a lot on his team wants to take a superpower. Hydreigon doesn't want to take a superpower. Neither does Metagross. Neither does Excadrill. And then we are running U-turn and return. U-turn just for opportunity to switch out. Return just because of the power behind it. Since he is normal flying, it's going to do a lot of power or a lot of damage. And then we are running him as a obviously, as Smogon says, the physical scarf sweeper. He is 252 speed, 252 attack, 4 special defense, because I'm anticipating, you know, an HP ice, HP electric, something like that. I'm not anticipating the electric so much, but I might be looking at an ice or a rock. So just bulk up that special defense a little bit. He is a jolly nature. This is basically my team for week 1. I have done a decent bit of prep. I'm going to do more prep tonight. The reason that I built part of Greg's team is because in the next few days, me and my friends are going to be testing out with it. I'm going to let them battle me a couple times with it just to see how my team works, to see if I need to switch things around, EVs, IVs, whatever. That's kind of just what we're going to go with. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I will probably end up posting this up Thursday night. After we have our battle, I will post up the battle Friday. I'm going to try to do around the same day every week, but again, people have to work with schedules and such. So probably look around Friday or Saturday for my battles, the day before for my prep videos, so you can always tell if it's getting really late in the week, or you know, we had our battle Thursday night, I might go ahead and just throw both up on Friday. I'll throw up a prep battle in the morning and a battle or an actual battle in the evening. It will all be through Showdown, so that's just the way that we're going to roll with it. But anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. This is our team. We are the Kansas City Cyndaquils. I have a friend that's actually doing up a logo. Hopefully I can actually learn how to do like intros and things like that, so I can incorporate that in. But that's our team. I am horribly excited for this season. This is probably going to be one of the best seasons ever, just because of the fact that a lot of us are learning as we go. Some of us are experienced. I say us. I'm not. I've done Showdown, but that's about it. But that is our team. We have 3 free agents or trades that we can pick up throughout the season that we can swap out. But I'm actually really happy with what I drafted. I think I drafted really intelligently. I did have a friend here helping me out, but I feel like I drafted really intelligently. I feel like it was a very smooth draft and a very successful draft. We have a lot of very tough competition this season, but I am looking forward to, this is Trash Talk Tom coming out, wiping the floor with all of them. We're going to wipe the floor with every last one of them. In the meantime, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It is late. It is early in the morning. I just wanted to knock this out before I go ahead and do all my practicing tomorrow. We will see you guys this week, and this is Tommy. I'm out.